Oh, don't mind me. I'm just James with the Hat and Beard Show, crushing Miller Lights and listening to 80s hair rock. Let's go, you guys. It is Thursday, June 11th, in the Big 2-6. Big things coming in the Big 2-6, the Big 2-6. How you doing? We got stuff. Oh, man, we got a little article here from NFL.com. NFL 2026 NFL season, what we learned during the first wave of minicamps. Got a little sampler platter from Eric Edholm for us to go ahead and kind of sample some things from around the league, and then we will shift gears and head on down to the 313, because that's what we're all here for, is your Detroit Lions, right? Of course, we'll be making our first stop at Mike the Slipper Payton's A to Z Sports. The one edge rusher trait, Motor City Dan Campbell can't stop and won't stop talking about, and why the Lions prioritize it. Can't stop me now. Oh, our defensive ends are going to be having a good time. It's going to be, telling you now, put your old crapping pants on, fellas. It's going to be a wild year for the Detroit Lions defense. Just you wait and see. Detroit Lions OTA Week 3 observation. 2 dark horse roster candidates. Our second stop of the day in the 313 will be over at Pride of Detroit. Jeremy Reisman. Yeah, of course it's Jeremy Reisman. Why wouldn't it be Jeremy Reisman? That's who we like to read over at Pride of Detroit. And then finally, we'll be ending our day over at DetroitLions.com. The Godfather himself, Tim 20 man, senior beat writer over at DetroitLions.com. He's got Week 3 OTA observations, you guys. Now, we know this is not the final week. Next week, there are 2 days of mandatory minicamp. And then they're going to be kind of it's going to be a little bit of a droughterooski. A little bit of a lull in content, but we will be here with you to get you through it Monday through Friday, 7 to 8 p.m. right here at YouTube, Rumble, and Kick. I see you down there, Kick. Don't worry. Even though I don't have a chat pulled up for you, Kick, I know you guys are there, and it's hip to be square. If you guys haven't already subscribed to the channel, it's the #1 way that you can engage in the chat over on YouTube. We do have polls up there for you. Go ahead and engage with the rest of Mad Hatter Nation. Now, whoa, you're like, hey, Hat, what is Mad Hatter Nation? Well, Mad Hatter Nation is just our little bastion of sanity and an absolute sea of nonsense, with the dead internet theory seemingly proven factual day by day, and all the AI slop. I try to bring you the most real and based content, at least in the NFL sphere, here on all 3 platforms, right? We're doing what we can, but the #1 way to help us continue to punch outside of our weight class is you're going to have to share this around with all of your friends, right? Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on that notification bell so that you can signal to the algorithm, right? The clankers still kind of having a rough go understanding the transition from the morning show that we did for almost 2 years, right? You guys have rocked with me for a very long time over there on the morning show, and now we're here at night, and the clankers don't know what to do with it. So if you can hit the like, share this around, the more people we can get. We are 105 subscribers away from the almost Everestian mountain, which would be 1,000 subscribers, right? That is a threshold that like only 1% of content creators actually really get through over here on YouTube. We're really, really close. And the #1 way to get there is I need you to go ahead and put on your crapping pants and get after it. Appreciate you guys hanging with me. Now I'm going to hand off to my guy Jocko, and we're going to get into the show.
If you can say the word good, guess what? It means you're still alive. It means you're still breathing. And if you're still breathing, well then hell, you still got some fight left in you. So get up, dust off, reload, recalibrate, re-engage, and go out on the attack.
What up, Brent Supreme? I appreciate you being able to drop by, dude. I was wondering, how often you're going to be able to hang out. I know you guys, the night show, big shifteroo. Rick, what's going on? Marcus Newsom's hanging out. You guys, we got everybody hanging out. I'm notified and have liked. I don't have any friends or I would share. Sad for myself already. Don't mention it. Don't worry, bud. Don't worry. You're here with us, dude. You're here with us. You're amongst sane people. Now, if you really want to go ahead and trick the clankers, what you can do is you can hit the share button and you can copy that link down onto your clipboard. And every time you do that, it counts as a share. It's a fun little way to kind of circumvent the robot overlords. So, Eric Edholm here, NFL 2026. What he's learned from minicamps and OTAs. The first phase here. Mahomes could have ripple effect. Or Mahomes' deal could have ripple effect. Derpity derp derp. I'm an idiot. Wednesday's news of historic contract extension for Patrick Mahomes likely tethers the quarterback and the chefs together for many years to come and could keep him a queef chief for life. Mahomes is now under contract for the next 8 seasons through his age 38 year in 2033. And that's if a giant meteor doesn't come crashing down and take us all out. It's not shocking that we arrived here. This is the perfect marriage of a city and an athlete, but it's also a strong indicator that the Queef Chiefs have no fear about Mahomes' health coming off a torn ACL. Tom Brady suffered a similar injury at roughly the same age of his career, and he went on to play 14 more years after that. Yes, Tom Brady did. Tom Brady also, historically or famously, didn't eat like a strawberry. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know about Mr. Mahomes or how his longevity is going. I can imagine Lamar Jackson and other elite quarterbacks who are extension eligible perked up a bit when Mahomes news rolled in. Has a direct effect on Jackson and others, even if each of their individual situations may differ somewhat. Yes, Lamar Jackson. Patrick Mahomes has quite a few more Super Bowl rings than you. Not 1 or 2. Even though Jackson has 2 years left on his deal, Ravens owner Steve Biscotti, hey, I'll have a side of chicken, or I'll have an order of chicken with a side of biscotti. The gabagool and some biscotti. That he wanted to get an extension done with Jackson prior to the new league year, which started in March. We've missed that first marker, and we're about 6 weeks from the start of training camp. 6 weeks, guys. 6 weeks. Can you believe that? About 6 weeks? Oh, do you think we can make it? 6 weeks? What is that? 30 episodes, give or take, holidays? Ee-ah, ooh, ooh, ee, ooh, ah, ting, tang, wada, wada, bing, bang. While there's still time to get a deal done before the games begin, Jackson could play this coming season and try to cash in for more money next offseason. He's coming off a tough year plagued by injuries and a weaker Ravens team in general than we're used to seeing. If Jackson can have one of his better seasons under new head coach Jesse Minter, right, there should be nothing stopping the Ravens from opening the vault again for him. Jackson said the new offensive system was different from what he was used to, but called it mind-blowing recently. So he appears to be happy. What do you think would be a mind-blowing offense for Lamar Jackson? Maybe they're not emphasizing him running the ball 800 times a game. Filling the wide receiver void in Philly, the Eagles closed the book on A.J. Brown, the long-anticipated trade that sent him to New England nearly 2 weeks ago. Yeah, it's weird. Without the whore Diana Rossini constantly talking about it, it's a very old hat news, The Eagles had the Eagles. Eventually, that's what we're gonna have to call them. Had ample time to make contingency plans and reshape the receiver room for his eventual absence. The most ballyhooed wide receiver addition is probably rookie Malachi Lemon. The first-round pick. They're hoping he's not a lemon, right? The Eagles leapfrog the Steelers to draft him in April. Some have likened Lemon to Amon-Ra St. Brown clone, giving the Eagles a different style of receiver to help replace the bigger, thicker brown. Oh, they went with the little brown, not the big brown. They want a little brown clone, not the big brown clone, and they're going to end up with a Lemon. Lemon could end up the primary slot receiver in the Eagles' 3 wide receiver set and figures to have a big role as a rookie. Rookie receivers are on accelerated paths these days, with 7 first-round wideouts turning in 1,000 yards seasons the past 5 years, and another half dozen reaching the 850-yard mark. Oh, that has nothing to do with the NFL being one of the most quarterback-friendly leagues. I mean, they want the points, right? But with Lemon missing minicamp practice with a right leg injury, he's likely going to enter training camp with some catching up to do. Pun intended. Don't forget about Dontavian Wicks. I will forget about Dontavian Wicks, and I don't feel like reading about Dontavian Wicks because I don't care about Dontavian Wicks or former Packers. Hollywood Brown has also reportedly looked good early this offseason, but I'm really focused on Wicks. Ooh, his wick is getting he's getting a raging clue over the wick. Number 3, positive injury news for the G-Men. Okay, quickly, Malik Neighbors. All right, there still might be some doubt in his week 1 readiness, right? But another critical offensive piece for the Giants is proving his health is in a more clear place. Cam Scatabo returned to the practice field this week, which was his first time playing football since suffering a totally gnarly, wicked ankle injury that ended his promising rookie season. I mean, yes, his numbers would look good because of the sheer volume that he was just feverishly running into the back of a bad offensive line. Scatabo was involved in 11-on-11s this week, and the result, albeit limited, appeared encouraging. The fact that Scatabo was back doing anything nearly 3 months to the day until the regular season begins has to be viewed as a positive development. Seeing Scatabo do a backflip at Brian Burns' recent celebrity softball game was our first indication that he might be close to being back, even if new head coach John Harbaugh didn't seem crazy about it. But Harbaugh has to feel better about his backfield situation with a healthier Scatabo. He's happy. He worked super hard. Wow. What a profound statement. They wouldn't be in awful shape. Obviously, Tyrone Tracy and Devin Singletary are there. Considering the Giants added at offensive line, tight end, and fullback, it's clear they want to run the ball. Wait. Hey, guys. Do you think a John Harbaugh coach team wants to run the ball and play good defense? Weird. It still figures to be a committee approach, but Scatabo has a chance to earn the lead role and run with it. Oh, he's just the Eric Edholm. Is it Eric Edholm? Oh, man, Eric Edholm. You are just a punny guy today. You are a clown. Like, you make me laugh. Like you make me ha-ha. You make me laugh. Ha-ha-ha. Ha-ha. Ha-ha. Ha-ha-ha. So far, number 4, the price is right for the Sea Chickens, with Kenneth Walker off to the Kansas City Queef Chiefs. And incumbent Zach, I'll have a fine glass of your oldest Chardonnay, please. Still recovering from a torn ACL he suffered 5 months ago. Rookie Jadarian Price has been thrust into the spotlight in Seattle. Yeah. Well, being thrust into the spotlight in Seattle, do you think he's in Nirvana? The Seahawks drafted Price at the end of round 1. I can't be stopped today, guys. I'm pounding Miller Lights and listening to 80s hair metal. What did you expect to have happen? For the last 15 minutes, I've been listening to 80s rock, just pounding Miller Lights, dude. What kind of a show did you think you were going to get? And it's clearly they have big, immediate plans for him. Who cares? Who cares about the Seahawks? Useless Charbonnet. I'm sorry, unless Charbonnet. Useless your most useless Charbonnet makes a remarkably quick recovery. Something head coach Mike McDonald. We're going to run by the old Mike McDonald's and have a glass of your finest Charbonnet. This feels like the price is right at McDonald's for your Chardonnay. I'm done with that. I can't read this article anymore. Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee. We get to read about the Bears. Bears quarterback Jalen Johnson was not the same player in 2025 that he'd previously been, hampered by a groin injury. Nah, how'd you do that? Were you playing with your pecker too much, dude? Come on now. That limited him to 9 games, including the playoffs. You weren't playing with your groin in the playoffs. He had 1 interception and wasn't nearly as effective as he'd been before, either in coverage or a tackler, because he was too busy playing himself off and injuring his groin. So when Johnson picked off giggly jiggly Caleb Williams twice on Tuesday, it wasn't just your typical minicamp fodder. That was an indication that Johnson was back to physically to the place where he can be an uplift for the Bears. This defense, or can uplift this Bears defense. Question, pray tell, is it that Jalen Johnson is back to his former self, or is it that giggly jiggly Williams sucks? If you're not getting it done in practice, my friend. The Indiana Bears, led by Giggly Jiggly Williams and Benedict Arnold Osama Ben Johnson, the traitor in Indiana. Maybe they're just bad. Head coach Small PP Benedict Arnold Osama Ben Johnson, the traitor in Indiana, said he never really saw his best cornerback in top form last season and noted that this time of year isn't always the best to judge where a player is, considering the lack of full contact in practice. You guys know Ben Johnson likes full contact with Giggly Jiggly Williams. Even so, Ben Johnson, Small PP, Benedict Arnold Osama Ben Johnson, the traitor in Indiana, believes Jalen Johnson is trending in the right direction. He's been able to stack a few good practices throughout OTAs. Good. I think his mind is probably getting more confident in terms of the movements he's making. So, yeah, he's a vital part of what we want to do. You know, he's been a Pro Bowl caliber player in the past, and hopefully we can get that out of him again this year. No, I don't think you will. I don't think you will, sir. One, and most importantly, fuck the Bears. Okay. 2, Giggly Jiggly Willie being on the Madden cover. Probably not the best situation, historically speaking. And 3, well, hang on. 3. There is a 4th aspect to this. 3, you're no longer the Chicago Bears, right? You're moving to Indiana. So there's all that nonsense and tomfoolery. And 4, and I don't know if I said this, that's why I just wanted to throw this in there. 4, fuck the Bears. Have I said that already? Fuck the Bears, dude. Fuck the Bears to the moon. Hit the like button if you agree with that. Share this around with all your friends if you are on the fuck the Bears bandwagon with me, fellas. What's up, Tampa Lions Club? How you doing, man? What's good, bro? All right, maybe Lamar's playbook had words instead of only pictures this time. Maybe, dude. What's up, Jack? Good to see you, man. Mind-blowing for Lamar. Is anything requiring more than one read? You guys are some savages tonight, dude. Oh, Brady drinks adrenochrome from the tap. Nah, probably, my guy. F the Kansas shitty queefs. I agree with you guys. I agree. What's up, Mr. Detroit City? Keep up the great work, dude. Sorry, work. Just trying to breathe at the gym. Hell yeah, no, dude. I know it's your gym time, dude. You got to crush it, dude. Ass to grass on all the squats, my dude. Lemon may have went to USC like Amon, but was his dad Mr. Universe? No shit, bro. Scadaboom was like Mike Allstott clone. Hey, you know, maybe that's the position he should look to play. You know what I'm saying? Fuck the Bears, dude. Hell yeah, you guys. Hit that fuck the Bears button, dude. Hit that fuck the Bears button. Should be Christopher Robbins, the Chicago Poos. Pumps for Trump. Hell yeah, brother. That's what we like to see. Swole toll. Gotta pay the swole toll. Gotta pay the troll toll if you want this boy's soul. Troll toll, what'd you say? Troll toll, hey, hey, hey! Troll toll! Oh, you guys know what I'm talking about? A little Dayman, little Nightman cometh. Dayman, you guys know what I'm talking about? Dayman, fighter of the Nightman, champion of the sun. He's a master of karate and friendship for everyone. Dayman. Oh, fighter of the night, man. Oh, champion of the sun. Oh, he's the master of karate and friendship for everyone. Dayman. Oh, fighter of the night, man. Sorry, guys. Oh, man. Dude, that show is old, dude. I feel so old. Man, yo, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia has been on for over 20 years now, dude. Holy shit, man. That is an old show. Speaking of old shows, it's a really, really funny old show, dude, that, you guys got to go back. You got to watch Reno 911, dude. It's on Amazon right now, dude. God dang, was that show funny, man. And, so far ahead of its time, dude. First they came for OJ, then they came for Kobe, now they're coming for Jonesy. Hit the like button, guys. Share this content around before we get down into the 313 news. The one edge rusher trait Dan Campbell can't stop talking about, and why the Lions prioritized it. Detroit Lions aren't hiding the priority anymore. Dan Campbell and Kelvin Shepard keep emphasizing one edge rusher trait above all else. And it explains every move Detroit made this offseason, y'all. We have to be honest. This one went right under my nose. And we didn't fully notice it until the Lions head coach Dan Campbell brought it up in Thursday morning's press conference. Yes. I agree. Full disclosure. I pre-read this. Yeah, no. Not to tickle your footballs too much there, bud. But none of us noticed this. None of us really picked up on this at all. Well, you know what? No, dude. You know who might have picked up on it there? Brent Supreme kind of. He was kind of a champion for this trait, dude. I'm not gonna lie. The Lions have gotten a lot longer and bigger at edge rusher this offseason. Why does it all have to sound so gay? Oh, the longer our defensive edges, our ends, dude. Our ends have gotten so much longer and bigger. Quote, man, we got some guys now between Wanham and Turner and this pup, Anthony Lucas. Shout out. Anthony Lucas, bro. Yo, that's our guy right there. Anthony Lucas. And it's no slight to the Egyptian magician, the Hammer. But I'm telling you guys, we got to get the Hammer to move to fullback, dude. Can somebody please get him on the horn? Can someone, wait, hang on. Oh my God, guys, breaking news. This just in. Fuck the Bears. Holy shit. Did you guys see that one coming? Oh man. We got some length now. We got some size and length and athletic ability on the perimeter. Tyler Lacey is that, but he's a little bit more of a big stacked. But we're here. We are big. We are long. And so you can't wait for training camp, that you just can't wait because we are big and we are long. Let's go. Shout out. Then minutes later, defensive coordinator Calvin Shepard echoed the same sentiment. The biggest thing that stands out is the size, the length. It's what you look for these days. What complements the werewolf we have? Ooh, would that be Mr. Hutchinson? Length and size off the edge isn't just about looking the part. It changes how an entire defense functions. When you've got edge rushers with real reach and mass, you're shrinking throwing lanes before the snap even turns into a pass rush. Hell yeah. Shout out Tyleek Williams. Mr. Freakish Tyleekish. Tackles can't just lock onto their set points and ride their guys past the pocket. They've got to deal with bodies that can take actual reset the edge and compress space instead of just trying to win around it. Yes, dude, it's all about compressing the space. Got to compress the space with your length and size. It also gives you more answers in the run game, where bigger edge defenders can set a firmer edge and keep everything inside the numbers instead of letting those offenses bounce runs clean. And in a league where quarterbacks are getting the ball out faster than ever, that kind of length matters because it lets you affect vision and timing without always needing clean windows around the corner. It's not flashy, but it's the kind of trait that makes everything else in this defense work cleaner. I'd like to emphasize on this right here. It's not flashy. Think about this. The draft picks, the UDFAs, the free agents. I think we're all pretty happy with the majority of them. But has any move we made this offseason been flashy? I think what I routinely said about the Balake Miller pick was, it's the right pick. It's not sexy, but it's the right pick. Cade Mays, our big free agent acquisition. It's not sexy. It's not Tyler Linderbaum, but it's the right acquisition. DJ Wanham, same thing. Everybody pounded their fist. Max Crosby, Trey Hendrickson. And we're like, hey, dude, I get it. You want that. Or we've already paid off this 2020 or this 2015 Toyota Tacoma. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're ready to go, dude. It's fine. You know what I mean? It's not flashy, but it's going to get the job done, guys. When you look at the size of some of these guys, when you see one of them standing at 6'5", with 34.25-inch arms that are significantly longer than your average edge's arm's length. You have Turner, shorter at 6 foot, but with 35.5-inch arms. Holy shit, dude. Talk about some, and no, I'm not trying to be that guy, but I mean, talk about some. I suffer from this as well. Dude's got some straight up orangutan arms, dude. Lucas is 6'5", with 33.5-inch arms. Lastly, you have Derek Moore, who's 6'3", with 33 3/8-inch arms. So you got some reach. Obviously, Derek Moore coming in a little stubby there, but you gotta like Wanham, dude. I'm telling you, dude, DJ Wanham's a pretty solid defensive end. Again, not sexy, not flashy, not maybe the person that you want to be like, yep, this is who we're bringing in as our premier defensive end that we're gonna build our defense around. But for what the Lions are trying to do, with what the Lions are trying to do and what the Lions need to do, DJ Wanham is exactly that cat to come in and play more meaningful reps than I think you guys are anticipating him willing to play, or are anticipating what he's going to be playing. These guys are long and have long arms that can wrap around guys. There's no question that the Lions got way longer than they were last year. They also got a lot deeper with this type of player. The investments were certainly made to improve the pay for their edges. Hell yeah, guys. How do we feel about that, Mad Hatter Nation? Have I sold you on the defensive ends yet? Have I gotten you off of the demanding and upsetness that we didn't go and draft one in the first round, or we didn't go after Mad Max or Trey Hendrickson? One of them was built like a Harley-Davidson chopper. Hell yeah, dude. Pacheco is cheap, but he's a common name across the league. Dude, Pacheco is – I'm a big Isaiah Pacheco fan, dude. I like – he is like – it's like if you took Jahmyr Gibbs and just turned his anger up to 12. You know what I'm saying, bro? Did you see Henry Cavill is playing me in the remake? There can be only one. No shit, dude. They're doing a remake of Highlander? Oh, bro, that's dope, dude. Archer's the best cartoon ever. Maybe. So I can go. I'm pumped. Hell yeah, dude. Smelling salts. Dude, bro, are those legit, dude? I got to shout out Brent, dude. It's not that I love Officer Jim Dangle. It's that sometimes I'm just goofing, dude. I'm just new boot goofing. I'm just goofing, dude. I actually just ordered myself some new boots today, dude. I'm gonna be new boot goofing tomorrow. One was Billy. Yeah, dude. Yeah, all right. I read these. Hell yeah, dude. That's the way to go, bro. All right. So we got some observations. We're gonna finish today off on I guess just observations on observations, dude. First, we're gonna stop here at POD, the pride of Detroit. Jeremy Reisman's got week 3 observations. He's got 2 dark horse roster candidates for us, breaking down the latest news and observations from week 3 of the Detroit Lions organized team activities. Before we get into it, can you please hit that like button, share this around with all of your friends. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, make sure the notification bell is turned on. Now that we hit and polished off that oil can, see what Jeremy Reisman's got for us. I'm going to go ahead and prep the backup. Just want to make sure she's ready to rock and roll. The Lions closed out their 9th and final OTA practice on Thursday afternoon. Next week, their offseason program will conclude with 2 days of mandatory minicamp, and then the team will be off until late July. And all of us who knew how much of a slog last season was going to be when we were playing football at the Hall of Fame game in early July, we all rejoice thinking of, we actually have a chance of maybe maintaining a healthy roster for, God forbid, a playoff run. Even, Jesus, Lord help them. Lord help them if the Lions are pissed off, having fun, and this team goes the way that things are supposed to go in the Big 2-6. Guys, we might just have a chance. Quote, they've gotten their full share of the program. Everything is a little different this year because it's a later start for the league year. But no, we'll get them out of here, Coach Dan Campbell said. It's been business as usual. The Lions' practice was very similar to the previous 2 we've watched, meaning the press. The format was a 30-ish minute of walkthroughs or jog-throughs, position drills, special team drills, and 1 full team drill. This week they worked on punting during special teams, and we saw a full 11-on-11 situational drill at the end of practice. The walkthroughs were slightly different this week. Instead of working on 2 separate fields between the first and second teams, they were all on 1 field running simulated drives. Let's go. This was the second straight practice in which they did not run any 7-on-7 drills in front of the media, which at this point feels intentional. That makes observations pretty difficult with almost 0 speed drills and no pads, but I'll do my best. However, next week the Lions won't be able to hide any drills with both minicamp practices being open to the media. That's good, right? Both practices. That'll give us a little bit of stuff to chew on for a few weeks here while we get into this basically 6-week stretch, right? We can break that up a little bit. We can really chew on some things, kind of start to polish up our original roster spots, kind of see where starters might land. So then we can start to look into the positional battles. Obviously there'll be more news as we get down through closer to training camps about, Brian Branch and Kirby Joseph and that type of stuff, right? So it'll give us more information having both practices next week. So dopeness that we get a little bit more information to chew on. Interesting reps order. While it's important not to read too much into rep order at this time of year, it is interesting peek into what Campbell and company may be thinking about standings for each player. There are some interesting notes from Thursday's practice at the right tackle position. Now, it's not that I'm not watching it. I just feel like the right tackle battle is not for nothing. Kind of a it's kind of an easier, just kind of a. It's kind of like doing Hatchet for your 7th book report in a row. Yeah, it's just kind of easy, you know what I mean? Larry Borum continues to rep ahead of Balake Miller, but they are splitting time nearly evenly. That's huge, right? That's huge during OTAs. Okay, that's pretty. That signals to me that the expectations are pretty high on what the Lions thought they were getting with Balake Miller. The same reason I said he was our guy, all those consecutive starts in college. Well, that's exactly why You're seeing him almost split reps evenly with a seasoned veteran like Larry Borum. Miller is getting plenty of work with the first-team offense, and it feels like it's only a matter of time before the job becomes fully his to lose. Shout out, let's go. Don't sleep on Juice Scruggs. I promise you guys, I am not Jeremy Reisman. I just know what needs and say what needs to be said. Scruggs, who the Lions obtained in the David Montgomery trade, has consistently been the backup center during the spring program. But on Thursday, he even got a small amount of work with the first-team offense at left guard. What have I been telling you guys? Have I not been telling you all offseason that Juice Scruggs is going to be your interior offensive line Swiss Army knife player? He's going to be your backup center and possibly both, if not immediate one of the two guard spots. That's why we brought him in. He already has that repetition of playing guard and center at both the collegiate and the professional level. That spot has been occupied by Mormon Oaks, Christian Mahogany, nearly all of OTAs, while Miles Frazier has commonly repped with the second team. Scruggs seems like the front runner for the backup center job, and so it makes sense for Detroit to test out whether he can be a versatile reserve at multiple positions. Who else did that? Who else did that? That's what Graham Glasgow did, right? That's what we like to do. The more we can get out of these big bodies, out of the offensive and defensive line, the more we can get these guys to be tweener types, the more versatile it allows us, the more specialist players it allows us to bring in. It gives you more flexibility. More flexibility at various positions gives you more flexibility at other positions, dude. I realize that is a very vague and simple statement. Khalil Dorsey, come on down! With no Terrion Arnold, Rock Yassin, and Enos Rakestraw. Well, it's been raining, so he probably got wet. The Lions were severely shorthanded at outside cornerback. That left Dorsey to team up with DJ Reed for the first-team defense. Behind them were Nick Whiteside and Deshaun Rucker. Dorsey brings a ton of special team skills, including excellent play as a gunner, but he remains relatively inexperienced on defense. This is true. While it's only OTAs, this is good experience for the 28-year-old corner. Well, he's more of kind of a special teams guy, and I don't mean that in a negative way. Hey, he found his niche, and he's very good at it. He's a return guy. He's a gunner. You know, he's got a lockdown, right? Linebacker breakdown. As has been all spring, action. Jack Campbell, Derek Barnes, and Malcolm Cowboy Rodriguez make up the starting linebacker crew. When they're in nickel, it's Campbell and Barnes. Wow, are we all, anybody is, oh, wow, ooh, wow, ooh, you didn't see that one coming. As of right now, it looks like the next two up are Damon Clark and Joe Bocci. Although rookie Jimmy Rolder has worked his way into that group occasionally as well. Personally, I think Joe Bocci's a little bit slopped on, but, you know, that's just me. My two early dark horse candidates. One other interesting order of reps that has been consistent of all of OTAs is Tyler Lacey getting very early work. When the Lions need a 4-eye or a 5-tech, he seems to be the first one out there, notably ahead of Levi Onwuzurike. Perhaps they're just working Onwuzurike slowly into the lineup as he's coming off a lost year to a torn ACL, but I don't think we should underestimate Lacey either. Campbell mentioned Lacey's size as an asset in that big end role. We've got some length now. We've read all that. Lacey is that, but he's a little bit more of a big end, a big stack. But we are big, we are long, and you don't want to wait for training camp. You just can't wait. The other players who caught his eyes were Cedric Wilson, veteran wide receiver. Admittedly, he is still repping very late in rotation, but the 9-year veteran turned around rookie Keith Abney during a jog-through red zone drill, and he displayed some skills during a gunner drill. There you go. Wilson was a late add, so I think he's being overlooked. But after the Kendrick Law injury, there is room on the roster for a receiver with special team skills, and Wilson has played in at least 10 games in 6 consecutive seasons. Although his special teams playing time has been limited to just, 381 total snaps. Then there's a little bit of a breakdown, and I do want to say though, practice ended with a competition between the offensive defense fielding punts. The offense lost after Dominic Lovett dropped his attempt. He also had a tough drop during individual drills. Greg Dortch, Reed, and Tom Kennedy all caught their attempts. That's not good. That is not good for Dominic Lovett when you already have a little bit of a full wide receiver room. That means not their confidence building. The second-year man who your role was supposed to come in and replace a Khalif Raymond. You know what I'm saying? Before we finish today off, guys, if you haven't already, hit the like button, share this around, do all the things, and the stuff. What we got going on? What's up, Keith, though? How you doing? What's up, man? Haven't seen you in a while, dude. Hopefully you're doing all right, man. We're over here hanging out at the nighttime show now, dude. We're live 7 to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday. What's up, Mom? Better late than never. Hell yeah, I appreciate it. Our juice scrug's something you put on a baby before giving him a juice pack. I mean, think about it. Hell yeah, dude. Dorsey is a proven practice squatter. That's true, dude. If you can't catch him, then you can go to the rant. Yeah, well, watch Dorsey get cut and go to whoever, and we don't win a Super Bowl, and he does. But that ain't going to happen because the Super Bowl is ours in the Big 2-6, guys. All right. Let's go ahead and finish tonight off strong. Little Tim 20-man action for you. Week 3 observations. We're finishing it all on the OTA observations, guys. I mean, why not? It's the end of Week 3. Might as well talk about it. Full disclosure, tomorrow's probably going to be a chill night. I'm not going to lie. I got a lot of yard work planned ahead of me, and we're probably just going to chill. Might drink a couple more than 2 soda pops, and then I'm going to grill dinner afterwards on a Friday night. We might just chill, dude. Maybe we watch maybe we watch some shit together, huh? How does that sound? Guys, hit the like button or let me know in the chat if you want to just have a chill Friday night. Situational football. There was good situational 11-on-11 period at the end of Thursday's practice. Offense is trailing 31-27 with the ball on the defense's 44-yard line with 40 seconds on the clock and 1 timeout. A false start tacked 5 yards on before the first snap and put the offense at 1st and 15 to start at the 49-yard line. Quarterback, JG16 for MVP, Jared Goff found wide receiver Amon-Ra St. Brown for a 19-yard connection along the left sideline, with St. Brown able to get out of bounds at the 30-yard line and stop the clock. Goff then hit running back Jahmyr Gibbs in the flat, but linebacker Malcolm Cowboy Rodriguez made a nice play to get a hand on Gibbs for a 3-yard gain to the 27-yard line. Goff rushed the offense up to the line and threw an incompletion on the next play to stop the clock at 13 seconds. Goff hit St. Brown on a crosser for 17 more yards down to the 10-yard line with 7 seconds left and used their timeout. The next play was near touchdown in the back of the end zone on a reaching toe tap by wide receiver Jameson Williams. That was called incomplete as his foot looked down and just clipped the line. A holding penalty on the defense gave the offense the ball at the 5-yard line with 1 second left. An interference penalty on cornerback DJ Reed on the next play gave Goff and the offense 1 more untimed down at the 1-yard line. Goff saw an opening and pulled an unpadded quarterback sneak. He chucked the ball into the other field, and the offense celebrated. Yes, they did, because we are smooth. Branch update. Pro Bowl safety Brian Branch was an observer at Thursday's practice as he continues to rehab the Achilles injury suffered last December. Lions head coach Dan Campbell was asked about Branch's timeline for return before Thursday's practice. Campbell said Branch's rehab is going well, and there have been no setbacks. He also said Branch could be a candidate to start the season on the PUP list, but they won't know for sure until we get into training camp and closer to the start of the season. The Lions are going to be cautious with Branch per Campbell and make sure he's 100% healthy before letting him return. Smart. Punt returners. The Lions worked a lot of kickoff and kick return scenarios during last week OTA's practice. And this week, there was more focus on punting aspect of special teams. 4 players back returning punts Thursday were wide receiver Greg Dortch, running back Isaiah Pistachio, wide receiver TK85 Tom Thumb Kennedy, and St. Brown. Pacheco returned kickoffs for the Chiefs in 2022, averaging 20.6 yards per return. He never returned punts in college or in the NFL. Planks on the sidelines. The offense and defense had a friendly punt-catching competition to end practice, and the losers having to do a 1-minute plank. After catches by Dortch and Reed, the defense won the drill when wide receiver Dominic, you hate to see it, failed to secure a catch. The defense's players seemed to take a lot of pleasure watching the offense, along with head coach Dan Campbell doing their planks. Finally, Coach, no, there's still more. Coach Skipper has transitioned from the playing field to the coaching staff, and Campbell said Thursday he's doing a really nice job so far with the transition. Kind of like us transitioning to nights over here, right? Doing a very nice job. Got to get those numbers up, though, fellas. Love Skip. He's a natural, and he just stepped into it, Campbell said. But he fits us like a glove, his temperament and the way he goes about his business. He's a professional. He was the way as a player. Smart, wants to know all of it. The big picture. He's been trained in it, and he knows exactly the way it's supposed to look. So Skip is doing a really good job. That's what we like to hear. Offensive line groupings. We've kind of touched on this a little bit. As we head into next week's minicamp, the first team offensive line consists of Penny Sewell at the left tackle, Christian Mahogany at the left guard, Cade Mays at center, Tater Ratledge at right guard, and a rotation of Larry Borman, Blake Miller at right tackle / swing tackle. Damn it, if only somebody said that was exactly the starting offensive line that we were going to have. Wow, wee-wah. The second unit on Thursday consisted of Giovanni Manu. Hey, there you go. Miles Frazier at the left guard. Juice Scroggins at center. little Tracy Scroggins noggins. Mason Miller at right guard. No Ben Barch. And Devin Cochran at right tackle. Well, that's kind of,
probably not going to make it to right tackle play, considering we got this situation brewing right here now.
I'm just saying, get your reps in while you can, young man. Safety depth. With both Branch and Kirby Joseph not taking part in OTAs, it's given veterans Chuck Clark and Christian Eisen a lot of run with the first unit. Clark, in particular, is emerging as a leader in the back end of the defense. Well, being a veteran and spending as much time as he did in a high-caliber defense like Baltimore, one would kind of expect you to come in and be able to play at a high level and maybe pick things up a little bit faster than some others. He started 80 games over his NFL career. He picked up Calvin Shepard's scheme really well so far. The next part of his evaluation will come when the pads come on in camp. Finally, QB opportunity. No two-glove Teddy Bridgewater at practice Thursday. Well, because the retirement home, it was bingo day, and they were giving out blue jello. Thursday meant undrafted rookie Luke Altmaier got a lot of run with the second-team offense. Can he do enough in training camp to push two-glove Teddy back to the retirement home for a backup role? Altmaier certainly doesn't lack confidence, and it will be interesting to see him develop throughout camp. I do have to ask, though, with this being the final installment of this article, guys, is the little bit of hype that I have seen kind of rumbling about Luke Altmaier, is it legit? Is he a sneaky dark horse candidate to maybe make this roster? How do we feel, Mad Hatter Nation? December was only months ago. He better not be doing a damn thing but clapping. Yeah, dude, no shit, bro. I know he can do Beyonce from wide receiver, but haven't seen Skipper do much else. No, that's true. But the thing is that Skipper has that coachability of being in the system as a player. So he already knows exactly what the mentality, the drive is, the goal, what the end product is supposed to look like. So he's able to communicate it. And that's kind of what I've been saying about Dan Campbell with his coaching staff that he's amassed. It's all about bringing in former players, right, who can communicate at a different level than, say, the Ben Johnsons of the world. As good of an offensive coordinator as Ben Johnson is, I feel that guys like a Mike Kafka, like a Calvin Shepard, can communicate at a different level and connect with the players at a deeper level. Yeah, dude. Jack, shout out Jack. The reports are Luke is looking good, dude. That's what I was wondering. They don't pay enough for the Geico commercials. That's true, dude. That's true. Is a boxer a caveman or a gecko, to be honest? Awesome. Yeah, so Jack, that's what I've been seeing. The reports are Luke Altmaier's kind of looking sneaky, like he's about to push Teddy Two Glove back to the old, back into his rocking chair with a nice little blanket so he can sit next to old pudding brain Joe Biden. What? I'm not getting political with it. That was just a quick little jab. Man. What do I just am I flying through these articles, guys? Because I feel like I end up finishing the show like super early. You know what I'm saying? Huh. How'd the poll finish? I appreciate you guys. Smash the like button, share this around. 92% of you said for sure. 8% of you said nah. That's fair. We're going to go ahead and close that poll up. Appreciate all you guys who took part in it. We had a nice little turnout today, guys. It's been a little bit of a, pretty consistently solid views so far with the transition over to nights. You know what I'm saying? But we'll get back on there. It's obviously the lull. It's the lowest part of the season. You know what I mean? Teddy is still young. Yeah, in his mind, maybe in his mind. I'm a well-groomed caveman. Hell yeah, American boxer. If he's a caveman, he's a very well-groomed caveman, dude. Appreciate all you guys who managed to stop by tonight, who took the hat in the future. Hell yeah, dude. Typo. It happens, dude. It happens. Appreciate all you guys who managed to stop by today, who commented, shared this around, smashed the like button, or even was new here and subscribed. That's absolutely awesome. We'll be back, obviously, tomorrow night at our normal time, so make sure if you haven't already, turn that notification bell on. It's been a good little show, though. Good little Thursday night action, all right? So, I've been James with the Hat and Beard Show. You've been an attentive audience. Until next time, bonga bonga. Frick off.